already. So he's off the Mufasa. He off the. I can't use him for the fantasy no more because my friend is off. So it's done. I gotta find somebody else. Gotta go back to Lenny Kravitz.
Looks like there's a new couple in Hollywood. Aaron, Pierre, Teyana. Aaron, Pierre, that's Teyana.
It all started with just one tweet, one little post, but baby, it shook the table. You know those moments when the internet doesn't even need the full story to sense the storm coming? Yeah, it was that kind of moment. Teyana Taylor's usually quiet, behind-the-scenes sister stepped out of the shadows and let it rip. Just a handful of words, straight to the point, uncut and unapologetic. She said, "A man who disrespects my sister in private will get exposed in public." And then she deleted it, but the damage was done. It was too late. Fans had already screenshotted it, retweeted it, saved it. What made the tweet blow up wasn't just the words, it was the silence between them. She didn't drop any names, but everybody knew who it was about. All eyes landed on Aaron Pierre. It wasn't some random guest either. Folks had already noticed that things between Teyana and Aaron had been off. The timing, the tension, the energy, it was giving red flags. And you know the internet don't sleep. Within minutes, questions were flying. Wait, what happened? Aaron, what did you do? Why is her sister coming at you like this? Then somebody peeped that Teyana's sister had unfollowed Aaron on Instagram hours before she posted that tweet. That's when people knew this wasn't subliminal. This was personal. Family was stepping in. Fans went full detective mode, and what they uncovered? Who? It only added fuel to the fire. Turns out, Teyana and Aaron had a heated argument just days before the tweet. Folks close to them said something went down behind the scenes, something serious, and it was clear Teyana's sister had reached her limit. People who were there claim Aaron raised his voice at Teyana right in front of her glam squad, said something like, "Decide," when Teyana appeared shocked and upset. Everyone who witnessed it was captivated by that moment. If you know anything about Teyana's family, you know that they are close, especially her sister. So when she learned about it, she became quite angry. The loud one is not her. She has always been extremely protective, yet she is not the one vying for attention. Furthermore, Aaron's remarks were unacceptable to her in addition to being disrespectful. People began searching through past posts and videos for additional clues. And you know what? They located a few. Teyana's sister was questioned about Aaron in an old Instagram live video from several months ago. Not even his name was mentioned by her. She merely gazed at the TV and uttered, "Next question." And then she muttered, "If you know, you know." At the time, people thought maybe it was just teasing, but now it felt like a warning we all missed. Then came the stories from insiders, people who'd been around Aaron and Teyana during shoots, events, private dinners. According to one stylist, Aaron reportedly told Teyana that men dislike women who take the lead and that she was too aggressive. He once urged her to alter her dress because it was getting too much attention, according to another. These were not merely brief remarks. They totaled up. There was a trend emerging. Fans saw more the more they looked. Aaron was absent from practically all of Teyana's most recent posts. No tags, no group photos, and no encouraging remarks. She was no longer concealing, like if he had disappeared from her page. She had changed her captions. They were edgier and stronger. Among them, one said, "I don't lose people, I release them." Another one simply said, "Energy doesn't lie." People were reading between the lines, and they didn't like what they were seeing. Teyana's fans began rallying around her, flooding the comment sections with support. "We got you. Protect your peace. Your sister said what needed to be said." And then came the bigger question, was Aaron ever really for her? Or was he just playing a part? Aaron stayed silent, completely. No posts, no comments, no denial, no apology, just silence. And sometimes, silence screams the loudest, especially when the other side is speaking out, even in small ways, like when Teyana's sister posted another cryptic story just days later. It was a black screen with white letters that read, "When you see your loved one hurting, you speak. Loyalty isn't quiet." People started connecting more dots. Someone leaked that Teyana's mom also wasn't a fan of Aaron, that she felt he was too cold, and that he didn't appreciate Teyana's light, that she told friends she worried he tried to change her. And now that her sister was also speaking up, it began to appear as though the entire family had been silently suppressing their emotions for a while. Other whispers started to emerge, so perhaps they were correct. According to one assistant, Aaron frequently criticized Teyana's accomplishments, felt overshadowed, and once commented, "You're always booked. When is there time for us?" Instead of being proud of her, he was bitter. Instead of lifting her up, he was pulling her down. One moment that fans pointed to was a red carpet interview just a few months back. The reporter asked Teyana, "Is Aaron here tonight?" And she smiled nervously, looked off to the side, and said, "He's working." But her voice was low. Her smile was forced. And now people were wondering, was he really working or just avoiding her spotlight? And then, right when it seemed like things couldn't get worse, someone dropped another bombshell. He accused one of Teyana's dancers of flirting with her, grabbed her aside, and demanded to know what sort of image she was selling. According to a crew member from a recent music video shoot, Aaron had turned up on site without warning and caused a commotion. According to reports, she informed him, "This is my art. If you don't respect that, you don't respect me." Those words echoed across social media. If you don't respect that, you don't respect me. Because that's what this whole situation started to look like. Not just a relationship issue, but a respect issue, a deeper problem, a man uncomfortable with a powerful woman. Teyana's content changed, but she did not immediately reply. She began sharing more footage of her daughter, her time in the studio, and her solo dancing practice sessions. She appeared solid and concentrated, as if she were reaffirming herself of her identity, Aaron or not. Aaron finally spoke up, but not in the manner that most people anticipated. He shared a picture of a hand holding a book titled The Power of Silence, without a caption. People reacted quickly. He was allegedly attempting to play the victim. Some claimed it was a strategy for avoiding the spotlight. However, the majority simply thought it was weak. Remaining mute in the face of rude remarks is not a sign of strength. You appear guilty as a result. The next thing that happened made it worse. On Instagram, Teyana's sister went live. Perhaps 5 minutes was all that was needed. Aaron was not specifically mentioned, but she stated, "It's not just about one argument. It's about how a man treats your sister when no one's watching. And if you think I'll stay silent while she gets broken down from the inside out, you don't know me." That was it. She ended the live, but it hit hard. By now, the internet had made its decision. The trend was Team Teyana. More women need individuals like that in their corner. The kind that will not let you settle for someone who does not understand your value, said people who praised her sister for coming out. Then came the last twist, which came from real life rather than from social media, leaks, or ambiguous quotes. A fan caught Teyana and her sister enjoying brunch at a small, quaint bistro off of Melrose in Los Angeles. Just two women were seated across from one another, eating, laughing, and, according to a nearby diner, healing. No cameras, no paparazzi. They appeared composed and resilient, like sisters who had survived the fire together and emerged stronger. You could see she was at peace, like she would finally breathe, one observer wrote on X. Someone else said they heard a portion of their talk. Teyana whispered as she sipped her coffee, "I'm good now. Better, actually." And her sister leaned in and replied, "Because you remembered who you are." That moment at brunch, it spread like wildfire. Fans saw more than a celebrity sighting. They saw healing. Days later, Teyana posted a raw studio video. No glam, just movement, power, and peace. The caption said it all, "Healing in motion." Comments poured in, "You never needed him. This is the Teyana we love." It wasn't about Aaron anymore. It was about reclaiming self-worth. And while he stayed silent, maybe hoping it would fade, it was clear she already made it through. And this time, her circle wasn't staying quiet. They were holding her closer, louder, and stronger than ever. The purest love is not always obvious. It appears when you are too exhausted to, and it is calm and steady. Like a sister who sees behind the smiles, tells the truth when you can't, and stands strong when you feel insignificant. She publishes what you will not say and then takes it down, not because she regrets it, but because the message was received. Teyana is not by herself. That is the main idea. Every powerful woman's crown is held by someone behind her. One thing is certain, regardless of whether this is the end or merely a stop, the silence of her people is over. It is not simply love here. It is about making a bold decision about one's value. Even if Teyana is traveling silently, what about her people? Because you do not just deal with a woman like Teyana Taylor when you treat her disrespectfully. They are making sure the world hears her clearly. No deleted tweet can take away the fact that you deal with the entire tribe that created her. Able to remove can be erased. That concludes today. I will see you in the upcoming video. Goodbye until then.
Already. So he's off the Mufasa, he off the I can't use him for the fantasy no more because my friend is off. So I just done. I gotta find somebody else. Gotta go back to Lenny Kravitz.